Hello friends, in this video, we are going to look at the Executive Report for 2020 for clinical trial trends in neurodegenerative diseases. And again, we are focusing on the central nervous system, which means we're looking mostly at Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and ALS. But it's a super interesting report, so let's dive right in. Let's start with the executive summary. So in 2024, neurodegenerative diseases, or NDIS, maintained a commanding presence in CNS clinical research, with 811 industry-sponsored trials completed. This marks a robust upward trajectory from 2023, signaling a sustained commitment to addressing these devastating conditions. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and ALS continue to dominate trial volume, driven by both therapeutic urgency and substantial market potential. A noteworthy pattern across all three diseases was the clear preference for combination trials, particularly evident in Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. The combination to single-agent ratio reached 0.3:1 in 2024. This reflects the therapeutic community's growing recognition that these polymechanistic pathologies may require multifaceted interventions to yield durable responses. Now let's move on to the rest of the report. Let's start with demographic concentration. So 3 regions dominated trial activity in neurodegeneration in 2024. Number 1, North America, specifically the US, which anchored many of the initiatives, including the NIH's Accelerating Medicines for Neurodegenerating Diseases and the leading Alzheimer's consortia. Number 2, Western Europe, with Germany, the UK, and the Netherlands making notable contributions. These countries focused on progressive MS, ALS, and Parkinson's device-based combinations. And number 3, Asia-Pacific, with Japan, South Korea, and China gaining prominence with increasing numbers of synuclein targeting trials and regenerative approaches. Together, these regions comprised over 78% of total neurodegenerative trial enrollments in 2020, for highlighting their pivotal roles in driving therapeutic innovation. The second section is stratification and biomarker-driven trial design. So the top biomarker stratifications in 2020 for trials were as follows. For Alzheimer's disease, amyloid PET and CSF-A42/A40 ratio, which are crucial for early inclusion and tracking response in anti-amyloid therapies. For Parkinson's disease and Lewy body dementias, alpha-synuclein status. This is used in trials evaluating monoclonal antibodies, antisense oligonucleotides, and cell therapies. And lastly, for ALS and MS, neurofilament light chain, or NFL, in CSF blood, which is emerging as a dynamic biomarker for disease activity and therapeutic monitoring. It also mentions that adaptive trial designs are increasingly stratifying based on baseline biomarker severity, APO for status or genetic mutations such as C9, ORF72, and LRRK2. Next, we have dominant modalities in late-stage development. So monoclonal antibodies, or mAbs targeting amyloid or alpha-synuclein, are leading the way with over 150 trials each in Alzheimer's and Parkinson's respectively. Gene therapies and antisense oligonucleotides, or ASOs, are also particularly active, with 25 trials each. Notably in ALS, sustained interest in LRRK2 and C9 ORF72 is evident, with 17 and 14 trials respectively. Lastly, combination modalities such as mAb plus anti-inflammatory or dopaminergic plus neuroprotective agents are gaining traction, particularly in Parkinson's and AD, with over 25 trials each. And this brings us to the interesting part, which is the combination versus monotherapy trial ratio. And finally, we have projected EPS performance for top 3 late-stage candidates. So these are the 3 candidates that have the highest probability of success and the biggest impact on EPS if approved. No. One is Eisai, Biogen, Leqembi lecanemab, and anti-amyloid MAB. Indication is early Alzheimer's disease. Late-stage focus is subcutaneous and less frequent dosing forms in phase 3. and the projected 2026 EPS impact on Biogen alone is estimated to be 65 cents. The rationale for this high impact is that accelerated approval has already been granted and the subformulation expansion could broaden access and improve margin efficiency. No. 2. Denali Therapeutics -DNL151, an LRRK2 inhibitor for Parkinson's disease. Indication is LRRK2 mutant Parkinson's disease. Late-stage status is Phase 3 initiation late 2024, and the projected 2026 EPS impact is estimated to be 22 cents. The rationale is that DNL151 is the first mover in genetically defined Parkinson's. It has high licensing potential with limited direct competition. And lastly, No. 3. Ionis Pharmaceuticals, Tofersen, and ASO for SOD1 ALS. Indication is SOD1 mutant ALS. Its late-stage status is ongoing open-label and global access program. And the projected 2026 EPS impact is estimated to be 18 cents. The rationale is that conditional approval was received, but broader uptake is contingent on biomarker responsiveness and payer alignment. And this concludes the report. Thank you for watching. Hope you found it useful. See you next time.